Hello, everybody. Welcome to Orange County Coastkeeper's streams. It is Wednesday, May 20th, and today the topic is beach reopenings. So my first stream was actually about beach closures, and that was back probably actually around March 20th. And now here we are 2 months later, and a lot has been happening with coastal access and with beach access, as I'm sure anybody who's watching this is probably aware. So what I wanted to do today is just kind of give an overview of where we're at with beach openings. Um, Various beaches closed really on a localized kind of patchwork basis um, for obviously the COVID-19 pandemic. And it's caused a lot of confusion, which is understandable because in any given town, a beach might be owned and operated by the county, state parks, or it could be a city beach. And those three different governmental agencies have oftentimes had three different rules. So, for example, in Huntington Beach, there's Huntington Beach State Park, where parking lots were closed, and then there's Huntington Beach operated by the city where the parking was open and people were allowed to do whatever they wanted for a really long time. And then Governor Newsom decided that was not safe, and so issued an order closing all the beaches in Orange County. So there's been a lot going on, but luckily, as we start to try to ease into a soft reopening, beaches are starting to reopen, and even some beach parking lots are starting to reopen. So just from a real quick, before we get into the details of which beaches are open, which parking lots are open, and how you can use them, there's been an update on the risk factors for going to the beach. So when the pandemic first started, we really didn't know much about the virus and about how it was transmitted. There was a scientist at Scripps Ocean Institute who thought it was possible that because of the small particle size of the virus, that it could actually be suspended through wave action in the salt water. Now we've had more time to research the virus, and everything that I'm reading is basically saying that you have a really low likelihood of contracting COVID-19 from ingesting seawater. They don't think it lives very long in seawater or in freshwater, and I'm not a scientist or a doctor, so I don't want to give you any medical advice, but just generally speaking, the outdoors, we think, based on the best available science right now, tend to be moderately safe as we move forward and try to adapt. So our understanding of the virus has changed, and consequently that has resulted in the change in some of our policies, which is what is allowing us to hopefully safely open beaches. So the big news this week has been that Los Angeles County is opening some of their beaches. Most beaches in LA County and in Orange County and at state parks are open only to active recreation. So active recreation includes walking, running, surfing, swimming. It typically does not include lounging around and laying on the beach, having picnics on the beach, things where you're more likely to be stationary. Lots of beaches are not allowing blankets, coolers, or umbrellas. So that's kind of a good rule of thumb. The one activity that you're going to want to check whether or not it's allowed on a site-by-site basis is fishing. So some beaches have remained open to fishing this entire time and were never closed to fishing. Some beaches do not consider fishing to be an active form of recreation because you're kind of standing there in one place. And other beaches think that it's active recreation or that people often fish for sustenance, and so they've continued to allow that. So that's kind of the one activity that you definitely want to check your local rules and regulations before you So one of the exciting things that's happening is state parks is actually starting to open some parking lots. Most city beaches in Orange County and in Los Angeles County continue to have closed parking lots. But state parks are starting to do a soft opening of some of the state parks. So the information that I have received is that each state park has to get approval from Sacramento to open its beach parking lot for parking. Right now, San Clemente State Beach, Bolsa Chica have both opened some parking. And then down here in San Clemente, which is where I live, so I have the most firsthand knowledge of what's going on, down at San Onofre State Beach, south of the power plant, what they've been doing is they've been marking every other parking space with a white and a red dot. And that is going to allow them to tell people, okay, you can park in the parking spaces with the white dots, don't park anywhere else. And what that's doing is it's allowing state parks to limit the number of vehicles, still provide vehicle access, and still maintain safe distances. So that's something that state parks is working on. And I think that they're going to be opening San Onofre hopefully this weekend. But if you're interested in figuring out where you can find these rules, you can actually go to the state parks website. I'm going to do a screen share, but I need to find it first. So throughout this entire closure, California State Parks has had a website called parks.ca.gov/flatten the curve. So this has been the State Parks Resource Center. And what you can do to figure out, if you're visiting a state park, is you can go to this website, you can find out what their safety measures are, new visitor guidelines, frequently asked questions. But if you go to this link right here that says local park and beach closures, this is where you can find a lot of information on beaches, where they're open, where they're closed, best practices, and then it has different letters to the different cities. And so that's kind of how state parks has been helping people keep track. This page, closures, right here, also has information on which state beaches and parks are opened, and it's based on county. So as you'll notice, there's still some state beaches that are closed in San Diego County. You will see that Orange County is missing because there are no state beaches or parks that are closed entirely to the public in Orange County anymore. So, yay! Like I said, though, some of the parking lots do remain closed. And so that's something that you're going to want to go to this specific park to get information on. And if you go to the state park's website and you search the name of that state park, it will tell you whether it's open for parking or whether it's not open for parking. For your city beaches, the city of Newport has, just as an example, has opened their beaches to active recreation. Something that a lot of people have been concerned with is access to the coast for people with disabilities, people who are not able to be active, but nonetheless would like to be outside and enjoy the coast. The city of Newport Beach has said that that is an issue that they are working with the state to address. They do also have some ADA parking available. And so some cities and states are also working on providing ADA parking for people with disabilities who would also like to enjoy the coast. If you are a person with disabilities who would like to enjoy the coast, but you're not sure what active recreation you would be able to do or whether or not you would be able to be at the beach, I recommend that you contact the local city, or if you arrive at the beach, you can talk to the lifeguards about the options that are available for you, because the lifeguards are the people who are required to enforce these rules, and they're updated on a daily basis because things are changing so much. So basically, the great news is that 2 months ago we were looking at closing beaches, and now we are starting to open beaches up. Keeping in mind that when you go out to enjoy the coast, there's still a pandemic going on, so make sure that you follow all the local rules and regulations, maintain a safe social distance, and as always, have fun and enjoy, and make sure that you pick up your trash as well. I've seen a lot of trash on the beaches from this past weekend, and so hopefully as we see state beaches and state and parks open up, hopefully Orange County Coastkeeper will be on our way to resuming our beach cleanups. So hopefully we'll have a positive update on beach cleanups and when we can resume those for you in the next couple of weeks. That's all. So if we don't have any questions from our participants, I'm going to sign off and wish you a beautiful day.